Before you is the Baguette, one of the most successful ships we've ever made on this channel. And at the end of its last video, we upgraded all of its guns to railguns from normal APS. Unfortunately, this well, it did make it stronger, it made it a lot worse for the price. So we're going to retrofit it with a bunch of different weapon systems. We're going to start with the flamer, then move on to plasma cannons, and then end with particle cannons, and see if any of them make it better. Hey, Editor Ken here. So originally this was supposed to be 3 ships in one video, but the first ship ended up taking 3 hours to make and giving me an hour of footage to edit down. So I'm actually going to make this a 3-parter. You should subscribe if you don't want to miss the next 2, and I'll let you get back to it. But I'll be honest, I just was looking for an excuse to mess with the Baguette again, so let's get right into it. Alright, so first off, it's going to be a very simple small flamethrower because what we're going to need is a lot more maneuverability to get within flamethrowing range. So these only take 416 power as opposed to the railguns, which take a lot of power. So we can afford to cut down on these turbines. In fact, I think we can get rid of all of them and just have the main ones in the back. As for this one, since it's a little bit cheaper, we're gonna remove this thing's, the drone at the front that it uses for recon. Let's get some real nice decorations on the back of these. Make them look like it's an actual flamethrower in here. Give it some grimy industrial vibes. In fact, what if we use the old textures, which were way grimier and grosser? I think we actually want to use those. So it certainly looks a lot less impressive with the little tiny guns compared to the significantly bigger rail guns. Oh my god, it's less than half the price. So much fuel. Oh, it costs so much fuel. 1,112 fuel per minute. Oh. So it'll use 4 fuel per second each, which is going to be about this. So 4 fuel per second would be 240 a minute, right? Meaning we're gonna need one of these under each one of them. In fact, let's just do this. So on the bright side with this... Oh god, we're not close. What? It says 112,000. Doesn't it say these each require 4 per second? Which times 60 is 240 a minute, right? These each take 240 per second. Or 240 per minute. This is 450 per minute. Why is it not enough? I don't know. I'll figure that out in a bit. But for now, we can get rid of all of these ammo magazines, which make it a lot less vulnerable. I mean, it's definitely nowhere near enough. No, it looks to be plenty fuel access. I don't know what the hell the estimate is going off of then. Because we've got more than enough. I'm just gonna guess that the flamer's fuel consumption is miscalculated. Now, here's a silly fun fact. If we look at the power creation here and the pressure diff, and we look at it here, it's the same. You don't actually need to pipe out steam. There's really not a reason to. So what we're gonna do is we're going to replace this. We're gonna keep it here for decorative purposes, but it's not gonna be hooked up. So we're doing this purely for the vibe, not because it's actually supposed to be like a fuel engine. In place of the old steam stack, we're going to add smokestacks. So this thing is going to be spitting out an insane amount of smoke. And we're gonna actually change the base paint to just make everything a wee bit darker. Just a tiny bit darker. This is going to take a while, but I'm going to repaint the deck a darker shade of like a slightly bluish ashy wood. Because this is going to be the burnt baguette, so of course it's gonna have some darker vibes. This is like the baguette's evil twin. What the hell? Oh, that looks weird. I just refitted everything to a random paint and now I'm gonna recolor it. We'll make it really dark. Darker. There we go. That is much better. And of course, this red on the bottom is going to have to be darker. Unfortunately, that's also gonna recolor one of the internal sections, whichever one is red. Oh, this one is red. Annoyingly, plates and bulkheads do not count when you do the armor refit to recolor. I mean, I'm gonna have to manually run through and recolor all of the bulkheads, and they don't like being recolored. It's less that they don't like being recolored, it's more that a ship this size doesn't like being recolored because it takes a while for the paint to update. We don't really need the same level of accuracy with flamers as we do with APS. So I say we actually make this a lot smaller. Yeah, screw it, we're taking it all the way down to a 5 meter. For each one of these. So also make it look a little bit more fitting, because again, we're using smaller turrets, so we want the smaller rangefinders, and it'll make them a little bit more defended. Less likely to get knocked off. Oh god, it's taking so long to update. They'll get their vengeance. There it goes! Jesus Christ. Hide the original mesh, and then this should be our new lights. Any day now. There we go. So, because of the nature of the vehicle, I figured we might as well revamp the lights to be gas lights instead. Just continue giving it more of a fiery vibe. Whereas before we couldn't decorate this part to, make room for the guns, these flamers aren't gonna have significant recoil, so it's not really a concern. Oh, it's so laggy. Oh, there's only one solution. Certainly it's not reducing the amount of fire because the fire's dope as hell. I'm going to get rid of the interior lights and hope that that fixes some issues. But the amount of particles is just lagging the hell out of my game. We'll just say that the below decks are unlit because we expect the person on board to be carrying their own torch. See how that works? We're forcing the crew to pick up the slack for, about to say for the construction workers, but actually it's for my computer. We've got all this safety consciousness with the, hazard strips and everything. Meanwhile, screw it, you don't get lights. You know, if I was building it from the ground up, I would make all of the interiors for this a lot more grungy, diesel punk industrial type beat. But I don't think I'm willing to completely redo the interior just for this video. If any of these are particularly beloved, I might I might redo the interior, but no promise. All right, is this any better? Oh, it's still kind of laggy. I can't imagine it'll be any better when the flamethrowers are firing. Oh, what if we crank it up to max graphics? Oh, it looks so cool, but it is baking my PC. I guess that's just, you know, fitting in the theme. Oh, but it's so cool with all the fire on it. I don't think I can give up the fire. I think the PC is just gonna have to tank it. If we just lower these all from, I believe they're at 0.35. Can we do that? Particle count factor. We're gonna drop it down to 0.15. Is that better? About half the particles? Oh, that's so much better. You know what? I'm kind of fine with this being lower. Not that low, but lower. Now look at it. There's one last issue. This thing is not fast enough to get in position. So we're going to be giving it a very, very big upgrade to its speed. So now we're going to add an insane amount of turning thrusters. And some of you might be like, why didn't you put turning thrusters on the normal Baguette? That's because that was the vibe of the normal Baguette, is it was just a normal ship but long. This isn't just a normal ship but long. So this one gets turning thrusters. I have now realized that the trolley won't work, but you know what? To be fair, the trolley doesn't really fit the vibe of this one anyway. That's definitely not copium. Trust me, guys. Anyway, the trolley's gone. Okay, so we've taken care of the tram. Ugh, now we have to replace all this nonsense. It actually makes a lot of sense. I don't know why I'm calling it nonsense. It's pretty simple, really. What do you mean cylinder has overheated? Where is cylinder? I don't know. Who knows? For what, for where? Mysterious cylinder. Boat's haunted. Honestly, any good boat should be haunted. Like, I feel like that's like where most of like the flavor, the soul of a boat, like literally like a soul, like of its past crew dead. I feel like, on God, if a boat doesn't have at least one ghost story, what the hell is the point? You know, that's what they should do. That's what they should do instead of like, you know, when, oh, a new boat's put to sea, let's pop a bottle of champagne off the front and pour it into the ocean or whatever. I don't know what rich people do. Instead of doing that, they should kill someone on the boat so it gets haunted. My phone's ringing, interrupting my ideas. Fucking Elon Musk is trying to get rid of me because I'm onto his strategy. I'm getting into what the rich people actually do. Only like the fake rich people, like doctors and lawyers, you know, the people who actually like kind of work for the money, they pop champagne off the front. But like the super rich people, they kill a child on the boat. 100%. Oh shit, my game just tabbed out. Oh, Bill Clinton's after me too. Microsoft. No, I need to switch to Linux fast. Editor Kenan again. I meant Bill Gates, and I only just now noticed I made that mistake while editing. But fuck it, we can get the Clintons in here too. It's a rich people party. Alright, so now it's actually a little bit safe. Look at this. All you need to do is just kind of crawl under here. You can shimmy. If you're in the military, you should be healthy enough to shimmy. I'm certain that that's fine. This is a boat that uses a flamethrower. It's ship-to-ship flamethrower boat. Like, we're not treating our enemies well. I don't think you understand what kind of operation we're running if you expect us to actually treat our own soldiers well. Turns out boats of this size just don't function well. Would have guessed. We're gonna use some harpoons to close the gap by force. Because there is no way this thing can seek out its target, so it needs to pull its target to it. We need another AI. So I'm actually at the quite amusing issue of I don't have another wireless... what am I trying to say? I don't have another wireless panel to afford to this. Thankfully, it should be much more simple than Elder West. It should just be run down for a sonar. How far away did we spawn it? Little over 1 kilometer. That's within the safe zones. That's what you'll normally find in a campaign. Alright, it's got quite a solid grip on it already. Oh my god, it's out of engine power. Ooh. I'm sure it'll be fine. Now that we're pulling in, it looks like we're slowing down. I imagine we're about in range. Yep, we're a couple 100 meters away. From being in range, that is. Yep, the harpoons were the trick. Just gotta get a little closer, come on. There we go! Oh my god, as we're coming in line by line, the flamethrowers are turning on. And holy shit. Are they doing a lot of damage very fast. We're almost close enough that most of the flamethrowers are active now. Oh, the front flamethrowers are now turning off due to range. That is funny, we're just floating on by as we're slowly toasting the thing. Give each flamethrower a turn, you know. We're inclusive of every part of our crew here. Everyone needs to have their moment in the sun. Crossbones is definitely having a moment in the sun. God damn, it's bright. And we're sinking. Huh. Yeah, turns out what you want for a flamethrower ship is maneuverability, which is kind of exactly what this doesn't have. I could just keep adding more harpoons and turning thrusters until it works, but you know what? I think there's some lesson in here about how evil doesn't pay, and the normal, honest Baguette beats the evil-ass flamethrower Baguette handily. Actually, for the first time ever, Baguette versus Baguette combat. I do love the difference in vibe between the two. Oh, but it's not going well already. Funny enough, I think the Baguette is a hard counter to the Baguette because the, like, widespread area damage is a hard counter to redundancy, which is Baguette's literal only strength. Oh god! Rest in peace, little buddy. Absolutely toasted the hell out of that thing. Alright. We're going into full-on broadside now. You know, I don't think my PC can handle it at all. Oh. Even if we do speed it up, it's gonna be rough. Oh god, this thing is ripping the thing's side off. Like I said, Baguette counters Baguette. But I fear... that the flamethrowers aren't going to work because eventually it's only the front ones that are still firing, and eventually the Honored Baguette is probably going to destroy all the front guns, so the burnt Baguette will be able to do nothing. Oh, it's already starting to pull away. And it's really hitting at its internals now. And it's really missing most of everything. Oh, and these rangefinders are blocked because it's not in a proper broadside, meaning this thing is pointed back. Where the hell are you aiming at, boy? Neither of the ships can aim anymore. It's just kind of shooting in the dark. I think I'm actually going to call it at first one to hit 80% because my PC is actually starting to heat up to like a worrying amount. So, yeah, we're calling it once one of them hits 80%. Which is probably going to be the burnt Baguette, which I don't think many people are surprised. This is twice the cost and just a better system. And it's not a system that is like explicitly screwed over by the design of the ship. It's just kind of guessing. Who cares? Some bullets will hit occasionally. Look, see, some bullets are hitting occasionally. That's the best you can really ask for in a ship like this. Oh no. Oh no, it's about to start shooting again. No? No, did we actually knock out... Oh no, we didn't knock out the AI. Just can't aim. Yeah, so... Baguette needs the second ship to initiate broadside because due to the width of these rangefinders, it's not targeting properly. So... I've never really thought about it. If the other ship isn't holding a good broadside to help the Baguette, then the Baguette just struggles. So the Baguette is kind of reliant on the other side doing an honorable, normal broadside in order to function. Okay, we finally broadsided, meaning we're actually doing good damage. And the burnt Baguette is sinking anyway, and none of its weapon systems are functioning, and it's rolled away, and... yeah... The Honored Baguette wins! Let this be a lesson that evil never prospers. And it's definitely not a lesson about how, don't strap short-ranged weapons to a ship that can't even turn. Tune in next video for when I strap plasma cannons into it, and then the next video after that where I completely forego any redundancy and instead run particle cannons the entire length, or most of the length, probably to about here. And, yeah. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day. The computer responds, and my computer's quieting down after that. That was agonizing.